the team that you trust the most, Rob, not named Gonzaga or Baylor, is who?
This is hard because
I think it's easy.
Well, I think it became easy, but when I was initially thinking about this, I'm looking at all these teams, and I think they just have one or two warts, right?
Yeah.
I'm going Villanova.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
He is really good. Jeremiah Robinson-Earl's really good. They've got maybe one of the best road wins of the year. So I think it's a no-brainer. Everybody else is like, I like Iowa, but defensively they scare the hell out of me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think Villanova is the only answer to that question.
Would you take Villanova? And I'm with you 100%. We haven't even mentioned Justin Moore, who's a terrific shooter. They got Caleb Daniels, a transfer from Tulane, who's pretty good. Cole Swider can shoot the hell out of it. Brian Antoine could be back this year. I'm hearing. I don't know if he will or not and how effective he'll be. But they're good. They're experienced. They've won 2 titles. They got a pretty good coach. Would you take Villanova over Baylor?
No.
You wouldn't?
Not at all. The way Baylor defends, the way they can score the ball with all those guards, no chance. They're junkyard dogs. Like they beat the hell out of Illinois. And I do think Illinois is pretty good. They punked Illinois, like physically.
Yep.
And Illinois is a pretty physical team. I think Kansas is interesting, just because this is like a sixth sense, I think, because of the way that I lost to them in my last college game. I knew they were going to win the Texas Tech game. Like, I knew it. And it's Bill Self, dude. He just,
finds a way.
He finds a way. And, the sets after timeouts, I don't know if there's anybody better in the country. He kills it. Yeah. He draws stuff up. They always score. The double lob, that play, I saw
ridiculous
a montage of it working against.
Because 15 of them.
Everybody's ready for the first one.
Yeah.
The second one, everybody relaxes. So, I like Kansas for that fact, just because it's like they have 9 lives. It's like with Bill Self, and they do have experience. Like Abaji has been through it. Marcus Garrett is a good player. He's not great offensively, but he has all the intangibles. He's a great leader. David McCormick, to me, has to play better. He's got to give them more consistently. I like Jalen Wilson. I like Kansas' team, but I just think that it's so clear that Gonzaga and Baylor are the best 2 teams that I've seen this year.
So we're getting comments in that they're asking why you hate Tennessee.
Why I don't. I really like Rick Barnes. I really am a big fan of Rick Barnes. He's the man. I think with COVID, I honestly haven't gotten to see him enough. Yeah. I don't think they've been tested.
They played Colorado first game, and then they've just been beating the living shit out of people.
John Fulkerson become a player. Pons is a player. And Fulkerson, I've seen him down in the Bahamas.
He's gotten better.
And I was like, man, he's got a long way to go. Man, he's come a long way. He's good now.
He did have a long way to go. But they've got, Springer's been really good. James wasn't great last year as a freshman, but he's come on a little bit. Keon Johnson. They've got length. They've got athleticism to go along with some older dudes. And again, Pons is a guy who just buys into his role.
How long? Who are they supposed to? They were supposed to play somebody good.
Was it? They were supposed to play in Jimmy V against Baylor. No, Baylor was. I think it was Gonzaga. It was Gonzaga.
It was Gonzaga. Yes.
Yeah. And it was originally Rutgers Baylor. Then Rutgers bailed. Then the whole thing kind of fell apart. But yeah, it would have been a hell of a game seeing. Although I think Gonzaga would have beaten the shit out of them early. I think Tennessee's going to be that team that honestly could be, by the time we're looking in February, they're number 4 in the country, number 3 in the country, and you're saying, you know what? They match up better than most because they're so athletic and long and can guard. And yeah, they're not going to be able to hang with Gonzaga offensively, probably, but they could really slow down and cause problems for Gonzaga. And Baylor's that one that, like you said, the one thing about Baylor is they can play a lot of different. They've got a team that can score if they want to.
Yep.
They've got a team that can really, really guard. And I don't think there's anybody else like that right now.
I think the biggest question for Baylor for me is the center position?
Yeah.
Like, are you just better off like going super small and just like being like put Mark Vidal at the 5 and switch 5 ways and just like
Maybe
against certain people you can't do that. Like in Illinois, that would not be the answer because of Kofi Coburn. But no, I really was impressed with Baylor and Gonzaga. I always worry about them. Like they're great early. They have to load up their schedule early, and then you play in the WCC. And outside of BYU and St. Mary's, that's not exactly the greatest competition. While other teams are having to test themselves. And now, with that being said, this Gonzaga team is so talented, and like they've got, I mean, Nemhard and Suggs as your point guard is ridiculous. Like
Suggs is your backup point guard. Think about that. I mean, they're going to play them together. I love that they can play those two together because Suggs can do whatever you want him to do, right? You play him on the ball, you can play him off the ball. Is he